didn't already know, I'm Chris with my two main guys, Puz and Sim. What you lot saying, man?
Nothing, man. Disappointed, but you go.
We go. Yo, Puz, you okay? What you saying? Puz. Hello. Is he there? Nah, all right, he's not there. That's cool. He will be back, ladies and gentlemen. He will be back. All right, let's fly straight into it then. We got a lot to get through, loads of big games over the weekend. So, Sim, I'm going to come straight to you. United were under a lot of pressure coming into this game. Obviously, we did win against Wolves, but a lot of people talking about how the actual game itself, performance-wise, wasn't very good. We absolutely got taken apart at Spurs. First half was better, but ultimately Spurs took us apart. So there's a lot of pressure coming into the game. United were 3-2 winners in the end, but that was only after going 2-0 down in the first 10 minutes. What did you think of United in that game? And also, let's talk a little bit about United in general in terms of the sort of what's going on the scenes, off the scenes. Well, what do you think of the game, though, first off?
First of all, congratulations to United. Or VAR United, I should say. Nah, all jokes aside, man. I just felt, first 10 minutes, definitely was caught sleeping. However, I always thought Nottingham Forest scoring those two early goals, United could always come back. You possess so much quality in your squad and in your team. I thought you just needed a certain moment for it to click. And it did. From when the first goal went in, I was like, it was just a matter of time for you lot to kind of get the ball rolling and go and get those 3 points. However, one thing I would say, man, I don't know, man. Maybe you're a bit more knowledgeable on your team because I do look at United. I do have a bit of knowledge, but Casemiro, he just doesn't seem like the same Casemiro from last season. Do you think that's because of he's lacking a yard or two in pace or motivation, or do you think it's the players around him that's not kind of playing on his wavelength? What do you think it is? But for me, I just needed to point that out just before we kicked on. And what is it? What do you think it is, Chris?
Well, he's being exposed, and Erik ten Hag is unfortunately covering up. He's saying that it's not our midfield, that we're not getting overrun, and that we had a good pre-season and we look fit. You know, he's been called in press conferences saying we don't look sharp, we don't look fit. The midfield's being overrun. A lot of people, when Mason Mount got injured, were quite happy. He was quite all over social media about how this is a good thing because Mason Mount has brought unbalance to that team. So it's left Casemiro really exposed.
Yeah.
Against Wolves, for example, they were just running through our midfield. And even yesterday, again, we were really
that's what I was about
easy.
to say. The first 10 minutes, it was like, what's going on?
It's running through us.
And I feel like a lot of the blame goes towards him. But I'm thinking, as well as I played in that type of position before, I'm thinking, it can't solely just be him.
No. It's almost like we're being overrun in that midfield area. What Erik ten Hag looks like he's trying to do. Casemiro's starting position is actually a lot higher up the pitch as well. If you look at if you look at what Arteta's doing at Arsenal as well, he's actually trying to get Partey and even Declan Rice a little bit further up the field. I was watching the tactics the other day. So Odegaard is basically pressing on the edge of the 18-yard box. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think that's what his plan is, Erik ten Hag, with Mason Mount. He wants two attacking midfielders in Bruno and Mount, and even Casemiro up top. But what it does do is it just leaves our midfield very, very, very exposed. And Casemiro, obviously, he's not the most mobile player in the world. Like you compare Casemiro CDM to like a Caicedo.
He's kicking on, but he's got the midfielder nous. Like you know what I mean. He's got that nous.
He can read the game.
Yeah.
He's still brilliant, but at the end of the day, we've been calling for a number 6 to sit beside him. Obviously, Amrabat's one. I mentioned it 2 weeks ago. Amrabat's been strongly linked. No, so what I saw yesterday is we're still really easy to play against. I mean, despite the fact that we went 2 goals down, for the first goal, that Anyuana, for not Anyuana or something.
It's kind of pathetic from Rashford, though.
No, why is Rashford the last man? That's worrying. Why is he the last man? Why is he on the edge? He shouldn't be there.
Definitely shouldn't be the last man, but you've got to kind of put a better fight for the ball.
No, so I think Rashford in that moment in time, yeah, you can blame him, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka loses the first header, and then Rashford's caught cold. Rashford's just not used to, and no real forward is used to being in the centre circle, having to defend the ball. Although he should have done better anyway. But the fact is, you got Rashford and Anthony, your two attackers, tracking all the way back trying to get the player. You know, that's not good. That's not good. We got caught cold there. And we're too easy to play against at the moment. I mean, any team, if Nottingham Forest are coming to Old Trafford with their tails up, you can only imagine what it's going to be like when we play you guys next week at the Emirates. It's going to be. I'm scared, if I'm being honest with you, because oh God,
Don't be, bro.
oh, sorry,
Don't be, bro.
No. We'll come on to Arsenal in a minute. What I'm trying to say is, at the moment, we just look very vulnerable. We just look very not vulnerable. Sorry, we look like we're easy to play against. We don't look solid. Yeah, we've had 2 home games and conceded 4. We've conceded 4 goals in 3 games. 3 of those goals were at Old Trafford. Last season, we only conceded like 17 goals the whole season.
True.
So
Rashford on the left.
Oh, way better in it. Come on, way better. 1 assist, 1 pre-assist, and 1 the penalty as well. He's not a number 9. We've been saying it for a long time now. Everyone says it.
Yeah, he's not a number 9. I feel like he does his most damage on the left.
I think anyone agrees.
Or the right.
So, positives from that game, I think Anthony and Rashford actually turned up. Anthony was much better. He still tried the cut inside bend with his left, but it looked more effective.
I think he mixed it up a bit yesterday as well, man.
He did. He actually got to the byline, got the ball across. He was actually playing in the passes, running down the channels, didn't lose the ball as much. Anthony was much better. Rashford was obviously lethal. I think, for me, Rashford is one of the best players in the world on the left, from the left.
Yeah.
When he's in that position, you're talking about the likes of, your Mbappe's, Vinicius Jr., those kinds of players. When Rashford's on top form, I'm not saying he's in that bracket, but he is one of the best.
He can replicate that same form.
Yeah, he can moments. Okay, fine. Look, let's move on then. We touched on it there. Let's move forward quickly. Let's go straight into the Arsenal game. I'm gonna come straight to you, Puz, because you've been chilling there. Looks like you're chilling. Where chilling. You got the sunshades on as well, mate. Looking all good, yes.
Sunny out here, man. It's sunny out here still.
Okay. So we're going to go straight into this Arsenal game. Puz, were you able to watch the game and give us your thoughts, my man?
Come on, man. You lot know me. 110% I watched the Arsenal game and I was so appalled, man. I was so appalled.
By the way, we have to give a massive shout out. It is actually... no, I won't say it. Actually, I won't say it. I won't say it. I actually got told off last time.
Is it? What happened last time?
Sorry, no.
No, it was Sims one. It was Sims one. Yeah.
All right, go. Sorry.
The Arsenal game was. I just couldn't believe we let them score in the first 3 minutes. Like, we gave them so much space. I don't know whether to blame.
First minute. It was the first minute. It was 57 seconds.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to give them some sort of leeway, man. Like, we gave them so much space. Ramsdale was in trouble in my eyes. Even though he played well for the rest of the game, he's still in trouble. We still can't defend. And, at home, we're always... I don't think we're going to lose at home for a very long time. Until we play City anyway. I don't think we're losing that for a very long time. But we showed great spirit to come back. I'm not... I wanted to give Mikel Arteta some time with this party stuff and leaving Gabriel on the bench. I don't... At the moment, it's just vibes, man. At the moment, it's just vibes. At least we've got 7 points. City are already pulling away. They're the only team with 100% record so far.
Yeah, Yeah.
Fulham played well. I'll give them credit. They played well. They went down to 10 men and they equalised. There's nothing I can even say. It was a good goal to equalise as well. But the defending.
Big up Calvin Bassey, man.
Big up Calvin Bassey, man. Big up Calvin Bassey because he's manned them in it, but still got set. But Chris, I can't tell you what's going on. I can't. I'm not gonna moan. I'm not gonna be one of these typical Arsenal fans that start moaning. It's only the third game of the season. Like I said, I want to see how long Arteta persists with this new formation. It's keeping Gabriel out the squad, and a lot of fans are not too happy with that. As I said, we showed great spirit to come back. Eddie Nketiah looks like he's actually the guy at the moment. Scoring, what's that, 2 goals in 3 games? Doing his thing. Bukayo Saka, as always, doing his thing, stepped up. I thought when I saw him back on penalties, I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's because of the Euros, and the West Ham miss, but something's in me when he's on penalties now, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Lovely finish, lovely penalty, right in the corner.
I love the fact that he takes on the pressure. It's like, I'm Mr. Arsenal. Like, wherever it is, everyone's going to ride with me anyway. So, but in terms of tactically, Marco Silva got it right. Arteta looking like he's getting it wrong. In Arteta, I trust anyway. I just want to see where it goes. This party at right back stuff, I don't know, man. Because like I said, after that first game, a good team is going to find us out, catch us out, and just demolish us. We can't play this against Liverpool after we just saw Liverpool. We can't play this formation against Newcastle, not against City. I do not want to play this formation against you lot.
No way.
But we just have to see what he does, innit? We just have to see what he does. I don't know. Good game though, for the neutral. Very entertaining.
So Sim, thanks for that, Puz. Good analysis as well. Sim, what was your take? But more importantly, I was hoping Puz would do it, and in true to form, he absolutely did. He touched on Arteta's tactics. In my opinion, I'll lead you in. In my opinion, you guys got Champions League football this season. You got a lot of games. Last season, Arsenal didn't have as many. I think he's just trying to, find different ways to play, surely. What do you think?
I think he's trying to find different ways to play, but one thing I would say is that Havertz has played probably the most minutes for one of our new signings. And for me, clearly, you can see it doesn't work. Because as soon as Vieira came on yesterday, you saw the instant impact that he had.
Better,
and
much better.
For me, I feel that...
Okay, did Havertz play yesterday?
Yeah, he did. You even noticed. But that's what I'm trying to say. The fact that I wouldn't say he had a poor game, but he's just not up to the standard that we need him to be. And I feel that in order, this new formation, I think he's literally doing it to just include him. Because let's be honest, Partey starts at right back, but as soon as we kick off, he drops into the midfield. So he's inverted, really and truly. So when Saka passes that ball, I'm not trying to say it's not Saka's fault. I can see in Saka's head, a minute into the game, he's probably forgotten, thinking Ben White would have been there. But because Partey's gone into the midfield, it's literally just treacled straight into Pereira's view, and he's just had a free shot on goal. And Ramsdale's basically playing like a sweeper keeper. So that was like the tone. But all jokes aside, I'm not a fan of this new formation. I get it that, as you said, we're going to have a lot more games that we have to kind of,
I think you have to adapt
way and adapt new players into a system. But for me, I'm old school. If it's not broken, why fix it? We nearly won the league. We nearly won the league with this current squad that we have now. Just start that same formation. Put Gabriel back in the back four. Put Ben White back as a right back, especially that Timber's injured. And we kick on. If we need to alternate and go into a formation such as yesterday, do that for the lower teams. Let's just get the points on the board. Let's get the morale high. Let's get the points on the board. But for me, I just feel like he's tinkering at the wrong things. And I said to our fellow Arsenal fan, I said, we are one we are one result away from actually seeing if this formation works. And yesterday was a perfect example. You can tell Partey doesn't like to play that inverted / right back. He's not comfortable in it. But as you said, that these are the things that coaches and managers do in order to kind of put in new players and embedded them into a system that they may use in other games. But a big shout out to Vieira, man. One thing I would say that last season I wasn't his greatest fan, but yesterday he grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, came on, won us a penalty, then he got the assist for Eddie. But yeah, man, I can't lie. I feel like yesterday's game felt like, to me, it felt like a loss.
Yes, yeah, it is, dude, because you let it go so much at the end. Yeah. But listen, guys, I think you should both feel a bit proud, because look at how you're both talking about a draw to a good Fulham team. But not only that, right? Look how far you've come. For me, hear me out. Still had 19 shots yesterday, 11 shots on target, over 70% possession, right? And if it wasn't for Saka's mistake, which you can't coach for, then in the second half, Zinchenko's mistake, you guys would have won that game 2-1 comfortably. Not comfortably, but what I'm saying is it's two mistakes that Fulham have capitalised on. They haven't outplayed you, and they've capitalised. And if that's one thing you can't account for as a coach, you can tinker tactics, but mistakes are going to happen. And so for the fact that this was a tinkered game, an experiment game, right? You still dominated, you still had more shots on target, and it wasn't for mistakes, you guys win that game, and we'd be sitting here having a different discussion. And the fact that you guys are coming back at me saying it feels like a loss and it's not good enough, I'm thinking to myself, you lot's standard is much higher now. And that's...
Well, Chris, it has to be, in it. From basically... Let's call it spade a spade. That's good. Bottling the league for the last 5 games and to being where we are and spending over 200 million, we kind of have to have that expectation of Arsenal now. We set the bar that high. Now let's see if we can consistently maintain to play at that level whilst being in other competition and maintaining a good standard of football. And throughout, like, just, I wouldn't say coasting through the league, like, getting through the league and actually understanding where we need to be. As I said, I get as well with systems and so forth, but for me, I'm an advocate. If something's not broken, why fix it? But I do know why he's trying to tinkle the.
Fair enough. I mean, you're going to come up against a lot of different formations and teams when you play in the Champions League, so it'll be good if you can do a 3 at the back and then a 4 at the back and then a 2 across the middle, etc. To have that fluidity. I wanted to touch on Paulina. We don't really have time. We can maybe come back to that towards the end as well. A hell of a player. I'm just wondering if Fulham fans should be worried with 5 days left of the window. Let's move quickly on to the Chelsea team then. Chelsea game. Puz, I'm going to come straight to you on this one. So Chelsea, as we all know, is a massive transition. But your boy, you like Sterling, don't you?
Yeah.
I think you're on mute. I think you're on mute. There you go. Yeah. So talk to me about the game. Sterling. For me, Sterling's been a young guy for the longest time now, but actually 28 years old. He's a senior player in that team now. He's a senior player. They need him. So Puz, talk to me about Sterling, how he did. Also, Jackson getting off the mark as well. Pochettino already labelled him as potential world class.
I think Pochettino with that statement was just trying to boost the.
I agree with what Puz is saying, because he's world class.
He is a good player. He has the tenacity to play in the Premier League. He keeps going. He doesn't give up. He doesn't stop. So I'll give him that. In terms of Raheem Sterling, I remember during pre-season, I've seen a picture of him on social media, and he's doing a video. He's doing a little workout, and I saw the workout, and I was just like, that looks cold. And I went and did it in the gym. When I did it in the gym, I was like, yeah, man, he's preparing for this season. And I was saying all things that he did pre-season to get himself in shape. And it's what I saw in pre-season is what's happening now in the season. His fitness is absolutely crazy. He's always had the talent. He's always had the close control. He's always had an eye for goal. We saw it at City. We saw it at Liverpool. I don't understand that criticize him. I don't get people that criticize him. But one thing I will say though, it's Luton, isn't it? Like it's
Yeah.
I was about to say, man. I was interrupting you. It's just like, let's be honest, man.
I don't want to discredit him because he's actually started off the season well. Because even against Liverpool, Chelsea played really well. I was shocked. So
even against West Ham, he played well. Let's be honest, he played well. He played well all 3 games. Chelsea
have surprised. They shouldn't be surprising me, to be honest. They spent $1 billion and they've got a coach, so it shouldn't be surprising. But it is surprising given what we saw last season.
I think it's not surprising, but I still think it's hell of a feat to get them to play into the system so quickly.
Yeah. But when you're spending the type of money you're spending on these players and giving them 8-year contracts, you're assuming that they can play those positions. Because Pochettino would have had conversations with these players like, look, this is the system I want to play. Do you play it? Explain to me how, what works best for you. What's your best position? He would have had these conversations with these players. So he would know them.
Yeah.
So it's good to see them, playing.
Did you not see Arsenal fans giving, excuse my French, I want to say it, giving Mudryk a hard time?
Yeah. I saw that as well. I found that kind of funny.
I felt sorry for him because he looked really not scared, but almost lost. Like he wasn't looking. It's like this, like looking forward. He wasn't even looking.
I don't think he looked scared. It's just like he's really. When you realize, oh, I'm on camera.
That's like rabbit in the headlights. Not scared, but like, oh, this is awkward type thing. What do I do?
He can't really say what he really felt about the situation. He just has to move on, though. He just has to play. And I don't even like the fact that Arsenal fans are doing that because it just makes us look like... I was about to swear. I didn't want to do the editing. But
it's true. It's true. He just needs to get his head down, right? Just focus on football. Just get your head down.
I can't believe how much they spent on him and he's still starting on the bench. It's crazy, but Chelsea, innit? So,
Look, Pochettino, apparently we're linked to, we'll talk to that. Apparently we inquired this week to Chelsea about Cucurella.
Yeah.
If you don't fit the system, you don't fit the system, man. And when our club was what me and us, United and Arsenal fans, we've wanted this for the longest time. Back the manager. It don't matter if they've spent 50, 60, 70. They have that luxury at Chelsea. It don't matter. Oh, 50 mil, you don't like him? It's fine. Fine, we'll get rid of him. We'll get someone else.
We'll get rid of him. Yeah.
But, all right, just quickly, Sim, Luton were one of your picks, and I think Puz as well to go down. Did you see anything there?
Yeah.
They're going down, isn't it? Don't get twisted out. Another London club is in the Premier League, but let's be honest, man. I feel like they're above their level, isn't it? You can just tell, man. Like they play some good stuff, but to maintain that standard of football with the low budget they have, it's going to be impossible. I can't really see them doing a lot in this league. It was nice to see them.
Just enjoy the ride, innit?
Enjoy the ride, but I picked them to be relegated just after Christmas. I'll be honest. March time.
Fair enough. Yeah.
March time.
Fair enough.
I feel like they will be going down.
Fair enough. Well, look,
anyway.
Yeah, look, man. Look, when you're a team like that, every game, I'm not talking for anyone, but every game, you just have to enjoy it. And you don't.
You know what I mean, Chris?
You don't often get to go. Like, there's some amazing ground, like Emirates, Etihad, Spurs' new stadium, Old Trafford. Some of these players have never played there in their lives.
They're still having complications with their ground because remember they don't have the Premier League capacity, so they haven't played a home game this season.
Well, Bournemouth had problems with that. Bournemouth always have it. Bournemouth, like the Vitality is still like the smallest stadium. Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion. Let's all right. Flowers for Luton. Let's move on. Talk about Spurs. Touched on them there. So Bournemouth, Spurs. Obviously Maddison being the new. Kane's gone. We need a new English, whatever. So. Sim, I know.
I'd be real, man. As an Arsenal fan.
I know how much you like talking about Spurs. Yeah. No, all right, seriously, all jokes aside, let's stick to the football just for a second. Talk to me about what you think the Spurs team can do under this Angie's new Angie.
Just call him Big Arch, man.
Yeah. What like do you think Spurs fans should have got a reason to be happy? What do you think of his tactics? He's trying to implement an attacking style. He got asked yesterday, you're losing 30 goals a season with Kane. You've got to find a way to kind of replace that, right?
And what he's doing a great thing. He's not solely relying on one man. He's getting everyone in the team to chip in. And I feel like James Maddison is the perfect person to make that click. I'll give you a prime example, and I hate to bring it back. I'm surprised Arsenal didn't go for Maddison instead of Havertz. But I do get why they didn't. I do get why, because he's very similar to Odegaard. He's very similar. But however, I can see him playing that number 8 position. Especially if he was going to get Rice. I would have played Rice and Partey, Holding, and Odegaard and Maddison do their thing.
Maddison... Angie, he was getting Maddison to drop in for the first half. For that first half, at least, he was getting him to drop in and pick up the ball and dictate the play. He had over 45% of his move. 45% of his possession was in the first half. Was in Spurs' half. Obviously, we know what he can do up the other end of the pitch. Lovely through balls, weight of pass as well, picking up
pass. He's got tech. He's got tech. He can finish. Yeah. So for me, as a lover of Arsenal and a hater of Spurs, if I was a Spurs fan, you've got a lot to look forward to. Because I'll be real, if that's 3 games in and that's how you're looking, and let's be honest, they're playing attractive football. They're taking more risk. So for me, it's not solely just going through Kane, and everyone's getting involved. And if that flipping idiot, the pigeon dancer, gets his act together, maybe they can do something serious this season. But man, the tactics that Big Arch is doing.
How much I was laughing when he missed yesterday. When he missed in front of goal.
No, but no, it is Puz.
Bro, I watched it live. I started busting up. I was like, you're not going to score, bro. You're not going to.
What it is, I've been there, man. As a striker, sometimes your confidence is so low.
But for Brazil... But what is it about for him in Brazil though? Because Brazil, he can.
To be honest with you,
he can trip and score.
But do you want me to be honest with you?
About his confidence.
Do you want to be honest with you? Yeah. For Brazil, he's got too much quality not to miss. If that makes sense. So everyone kind of bounces off each other. When you're at Tottenham and you're regarded
it's vibes, isn't it? At Brazil, it's vibes, isn't it? It's vibes.
Thank you. So it's like when you're regarded one of the main men there, it's like, okay, I really have to kind of show him my stuff. Let's be honest. He does okay for Brazil, but I don't think he's particularly sick for them. But he does okay. But
he's the man at the moment. You can't compare him to like some of the greatest Brazilian strikers.
I didn't want to be rude and say that. You said it, Chris.
That's not rude. That's not rude. It's facts. Who are you going to compare him to?
But that's what I'm going to say. Like for me, I see him there as like, okay, I get it. They don't have a solid number 9. And you kind of fit the profile right now. Really and truly, I would prefer Gabriel Jesus. I think he's better than him, way better than him. But I get why
I think Bobby Firmino is better than him, even at his age.
But you know what's crazy, bro? Antonio's outscoring him right now, man.
Hey, bro. Listen, we're gonna come on to them. We're gonna come on to them next. But Puz, just quickly, Puz, talk to me very quickly because I personally think Spurs' player of the season for me so far has been a forgotten man, and Mr. Yves Bissouma. Now we were all like, go back on our videos, go back 2 seasons ago, all of us. I badly wanted. What was it like? 25 mil, 30 mil. He went, bro,
bargain.
He wanted better, but obviously he had those off-field issues.
Allegedly.
Of alleged issues. But Puz, talk to me. He has started this. He's keeping Højbjerg out of the team, who was a constant last season.
I think he's as good as Thomas Partey. If I'm going to,
I think he can run. I think he's a better runner on the ball. I think carrying the ball, he's better than Partey.
And with the couple games he's played under Big Ange, his pause, his
major pause B.
His confidence is going to go through the roof, and as the season progresses, he looks like he'll get better. On the ball, he's taking a lot more risks. He's allowed to be more free, and it really just shows. Number one, Harry Kane, I don't know if he was holding them up, but the managers that they had in terms of Mourinho and Conte were no good. And it's weird because I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm happy for their manager because he's doing well. But then I'm watching them play well and I'm like, oh, this is just going to be a long season. Because as you were about to go on to, West Ham are playing well. Aston Villa are playing well. Brighton are playing well, but Brighton got demolished by West Ham. It's not demolished, counter-attack.
We're going to literally come on to Brighton West Ham after.
But no, do you know what? It's looking. If I was a Tottenham fan right now, as Sim said, I'll be quite optimistic that they can the top four. Obviously, we just got to wait after 10 games. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yep.
Shout out you yesterday.
I think some things have looked good. I will agree with you both. Madison looks drippy.
Romero's actually played well.
Romero's played well, but
he plays well. But he's just one card away from getting. You know what I mean?
He needs to mature.
Romero or Argentinian rolled you. That's what
Romero for me is the classic breeder, right? Who has all the physical attributes in the world and relies on them too much. Too much. And one day his speed or his reactions are going to let him down. He's going to let him down. He's going to commit a foul in the box, and it's going to be 89 minutes to go, and it's going to be a red card.
Occasion instead of the game.
Yeah, he's a slightly less riskier version of a Gabriel.
Yeah.
So anyway, look, I personally think Spurs will. It's like you said, Puz. It's a long season. So they look okay. They look good. They beat us quite convincingly. But if Bruno Fernandes finishes his dinner like he should have done, if we didn't hit the woodwork and we go in at halftime 1 or 2-0 up, it'd been a different game. They looked good yesterday, but I still think Harry Kane's are going to be a big. That's a big miss. So we'll see. Let's go straight on. Let's go straight into it. We're on to London clubs now. We've been in London clubs for a while. Simon, coming straight to you. Brighton, West Ham. For me, game of the weekend. After the Liverpool game just now, that was brilliant. But game of the weekend, 22% possession, score 3 goals. Woo!
Typical David Moyes, though, isn't it? Counter-attack football, bro. And I'm not gonna lie. Big up Antonio, man. One thing I would say is that he didn't lie. That guy battles for every ball up there, even if it's scraps. He, as a defender, Chris, because you are a natural centre back. He's your worst nightmare. He keeps you on your toes. He might even give you an elbow to the jaw.
Worst nightmare.
You know what I mean, isn't it, Chris?
It's not even that. Like, I can't think of anything. I imagine like the Lewis Dunks of this world. You know what I mean? The Armstrongs of this world. I can't imagine a worse situation. The ball over the top. You're running towards your own goal, and that man is bearing down behind you. You know what I'm doing? I don't take a touch. I smash it.
Chris, knows the funniest thing. Chris, knows the funniest thing. I don't blame you for doing that because he's willing to do that for at least 75 to 80 minutes. So imagine that. And remember, with West Ham, they don't play like intricate football. It's literally, I wouldn't say route one, but it's literally soak up the pressure, counter attack. And with his pace and power, he just makes them click, man. As you can see, look how he took his goal yesterday, bro.
You know what?
Quality,
James Ward-Prowse is a brilliant addition to that team.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Excellent player. Because when you think about it, Puz, he is used to playing in a counter-attacking team. He's used to finding the gaps in the spaces. I mean, for that first goal, he's literally just, the ball's broken off of a corner. It's come to the left-hand side. He's just smashed it up the pitch. And then he's bust the gut. He's busted his ass to get there. Antonio's done really well, held it up, put him in. Do you know what? I can see why they won the European Cup last season. They're going to cause a lot of teams problems playing like that. All right, any words for Brighton?
Man.
For me, you can't really fault them, man. They played good football, but this wasn't their day, man. Because they were in the game. Let's be honest. Like, they did play great. They had majority of the possession. They was playing the most They probably had the better chance. Well, I wouldn't say better chances. They did have chances, but West Ham, they were just clean.
Areola had an absolute.
He probably had
just
the
one of
best
them
game
games.
of his life. Yeah,
Right.
like, nothing was going through him.
8 saves in the first half, and another 7 saves in the second. Yeah, they're over like 12 saves in that whole. No, it's not. I worry about. Puz, you touched on it a little bit earlier about how some of these teams are doing well at the moment. Aston Villa's, Brighton. I personally worry about Brighton. Their starting 11 is brilliant, but after that, I mean, they've lost Caicedo. They've sold a lot of players over the years.
Sanchez, McAllister.
Sanchez. So this season alone, Caicedo, McAllister, and then that 19-year-old number 10, the what's his name? Caicedo.
I know what you're talking about, though.
You know what I'm talking about. NC, there you go. He got goal of the season last season. I think he's injured at the moment. So he didn't play. Like, if it's not working for Brighton, if their football's not working, if they don't break it down, they don't really have a plan B. What do you reckon, Puz?
I think they do. Yesterday was just an off day, man. They just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Same situation.
As in their bench. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not strong.
Bro, their bench is solid, bro. Like, we just don't know who they are. That's just my...
No. I know what Puz means.
I understand. I get it. I understand what you mean.
I think what it is, they have a decent bench, but as you said, I think when the are they in Europa or Europa Conference? Europa Conference, if I'm correct.
Europa Conference.
But in Europe.
So I don't know any of these players, right? Buonanotte, midfielder. Dahoud, midfielder. Van Het.
He came from Dortmund, bro.
Okay, fair enough. No, bro. I'm not. You know what I mean? I'll admit if I don't know the players, bro. I stopped watching Dortmund. after Klopp left. I'll be honest.
Outs to Jude Bellingham, but we'll get onto that later.
Yeah, we'll get onto that. Igor, Van Heck, Steele, keeper, I never heard. Veltman, I've heard of. He's been there a while. And the only other person I know is Lallana.
Bro, still is in my FPL, man. Fantasy Premier League, man. He's
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Saving that money, yeah. Cheap 4 mil, yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's keep going. Let's move on. I think we're going to be quick with this one. Sim, I'll let you take the lead on it just quickly because you already touched on it a bit earlier. So Sheffield Wednesday City.
Yeah, I'll sit this one out, man. You lot can talk about it still. I'll sit this one out.
You want me to give you the stats? Did you see the game? I mean,
I saw the game. I'll be honest. Boring game, but let's be honest, yeah. United, they can do themselves proud. If that guy sorts out his feet, he makes it 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
He makes it 2-2.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, typical City, innit? Routine win. Didn't particularly play well, I would say. Probably
they create chance after chance after chance. But as we said last week, they're weaker now, man. You can see it. You can just see it.
Yeah, you can see it, man. They have to work hard for their wins, I think. They have to work very hard for their wins.
But Sim, do you know what? I think last season, I mean, when you look at City 4 or 5 seasons ago, going head to head with Liverpool over 100 points, the Prem's just, it's not that at the moment. It's not that. Last season, they won the league with, what was it, 88 points, 85, 89, I can't remember, 88, 90 points. You lot pushed them near enough the whole way. The Prem, you can't, it's not a joke. The Prem's not a joke.
But Chris, no, one thing you got to give City, they know how to win without playing well. So what they will do, and we always know, I think you said it seasons ago.
They're going at 18 game.
What he does, it's like, I don't know, it's like he talks to them. He's like, he's psyching them up. He's psyching them up. It's like Rocky, psyching them up. And he says, okay, we're at that 18 game mark. We've got a championship to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a switch. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone's singing from the same hymn book. And before you know it, they lift the title. So for me, what worries me is that they're not playing to their best of their abilities, and they're not playing their best the City way that we know, but they're winning. And they're winning quite comfortably. Let's be honest.
They've had some big changes. I mean, Gundogan, that's their captain.
He gets them
that's their captain,
12,
and he was a big player for them. He leaves, Kovacic comes in. You know, what I'm saying is in any other team, I agree with you. Any other team, you lose a couple of your big players, it affects you, right? At City, it does affect them, but as you say, they're still winning.
And another thing, look who they're linked to with. That guy Nunes from Wolves.
From Wolves, yeah. He didn't play. He wasn't in the Wolves squad. He wasn't in the Wolves squad. That's after negotiations fell apart with Paqueta, by the way.
Yeah. No, but that's because he got sent off. Remember, that's why he wasn't in the squad.
What?
Oh, what, Nunes?
Yeah, he got sent off last week.
Oh, yeah, good point. Sorry, my bad. Well done, well remembered.
But as I said, guys like Nunes, they probably think, you know what? I get to play with one of the greatest managers, and anyway, that's where I kind of want to resign. So yeah, man.
Man, look, I don't know what it is. If Pep says he wants, you just want to go, innit?
Yeah, man. Jack Grealish with that assist to Haaland as well. As I said, I don't really want to talk about it because it's like we can talk about it all day long, but we know what City are really on and what they're capable of doing. So for me, personally, I feel like it's not fair, innit?
We need to listen, boys. We gotta maybe sit down and maybe when the transfer window closes, we gotta talk Saudi. We gotta talk roundup. And one of the things that we have to this should just be the title of one of the whole videos. How the F do you stop City? We just need to do that. I've just thrown it out there. It's a rhetorical question. We'll do it another time. Because it's just, what do you do? Look. Big game, the biggest game of the season. Good grief. Biggest game of the weekend. Newcastle, Liverpool. My bad. Idiots. Right. Nunes has written himself into, what do you want to call it? Liverpool folklore, into what's I don't know, a Klopp has been believing in this guy, you know, coming off the bench and getting 2 goals after being a man down, after having your captain sent off. Puz, did you watch the game?
Yeah,
I
did.
Yeah. What happened? Because Newcastle are dominating, man. It was a good game, to be fair.
I personally believe Liverpool of old are back. Like Liverpool before that, when they go down to 10 men, I still have faith in them. That's the Liverpool I saw today.
Yeah.
Nunes made a big difference. Jurgen Klopp went for it. He went for it, and Newcastle, I just don't ready yet. They're not there yet. They're a great side. They qualified for the Champions League. Well done. But
why did he take off Gordon? Gordon was having the game of his life, man. And he was giving Trent problems. I don't understand why he did that.
They just got outfought. They got outfought today.
Yeah.
Just got outfought today. The hunger wasn't there from Newcastle. And Liverpool players smelt that. And when you got Jota, Darwin Núñez, Salah running at you, it's a problem.
Sim, they played over 60 minutes with 10 men, bro.
Man, yeah, I know.
Like you got to look more at Newcastle than you do Liverpool for that. Like you're at home against 10
I was
men.
just about to say that. I would say that's probably poor man management from Eddie Howe because
And
he was looking at
man, innit? It's Van Dijk. It's like if you went down to 10 men, he's like probably the one person you want on the pitch.
yeah. But guys, we have to kind of point out Van Dijk. I don't think he's the same Van Dijk, man.
No.
Years back, man. That was a sloppy tackle from him. Me personally, I don't think it was a red because I think he got the ball. But why even commit that tackle in the first place?
You know what it was? I saw Saliba when Adama Traore was running at him in the last few minutes of the Wolves game. Not Wolves game. You wouldn't play for Wolves no more. Traore plays for Luton. Fulham. Sorry. Yeah. And I know Saliba's not lightning, but he's also not. He's not a slouch either. He's not sluggish. But Adama burned him, and I thought, don't commit. And he stayed on his feet, and he made it difficult for Adama enough so that Adama didn't have a clean shot.
He used his body. That's what
he did as a defender. He stayed on. The point is that I'm making. He stayed on his feet. The amount of defenders which would have got, like Martinez, probably would have tried to clean him and got a red card. You know what I'm trying to say? Van Dijk.
It's not the same, man. You don't make that tackle. You asked Van Dijk 2 years ago.
He was never that guy.
No, I would say 2 years ago, he doesn't even make that type of decision. He doesn't even make that tackle. Like, I'll be honest with you, he does not make it. But once again, you know, as I said, I always say to people, an ACL injury is probably one of the worst injuries as a footballer because you never actually come back from that. You never come back from that. You're literally always playing with 5% in your mind just in case. And you can tell he's playing with a safety pin, man, because Van Dijk 3 seasons ago, guys, let's be honest, as much as we are not fans of Liverpool, he doesn't even make that decision. He doesn't even make that decision.
Yeah.
He doesn't even make that decision. But big up Liverpool, man. Big up.
Incredible spirit. Listen, you lot have been saying it and I've been ignoring you. I've not been listening to you, but you lot are saying that you need to pay attention to this Liverpool team.
Yeah.
I still think there's a vulnerability in there. I think you can still get through that midfield. I think McAllister's not enough on his own. When you lose Milner, Henderson, and Fabinho in a single season, and you only bring in one player really, I think they they brought in. Have they brought in that Japanese guy as well? That from Frankfurt, or is it Stuttgart? The 30-year-old, Endo or something. Frankfurt. All right, fair enough. They brought him in. What we'll see. He's not nothing. I mean, he's not a Caicedo, is he? Do you know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see. Liverpool are showing real good signs of championship quality. I think they did really well. That's a tough place. Like, when was the last time Newcastle lost at home?
Against us. I think last season.
Damn. Fair enough. Yeah, that's a tough place to go. It's a really tough place to go.
St James's Park is not easy, man. On a Sunday, the ground was probably kicking, the sun was out. Yeah, that's definitely not easy. I give it to Liverpool, man. As I said, Klopp did a masterclass, brought on Nunes when the centre backs was kind of not getting it together. And Nunes, fresh legs. Botman had a mare for the first goal. I think even had a mare for the second goal, if I'm correct. No, it was Groomers. He did a stupid clearance, or I don't know what type of crossfield ball he was trying to do. Salah intercepts it. Nunes is off on his bike and he finishes it. So I can't lie, man. I got to big up Klopp, man. I think he used his managerial experience over Eddie Howe. He showed him that's how you're meant to. That was a typical smash and grab what he did, man. Literally smash and grab. That's what he called it.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to summarize that. That's excellent. That's the summary. That's brilliant. All right, so let's So hard to say at this moment in time who's going to be good for top four, but at the moment, you can't look past. I still think Chelsea, for me, look a little bit off it, but Liverpool definitely looks strong. Spurs are looking okay. City look submissible, and drawing when you could have won against Fulham on an off day, Arsenal. I still think you guys look good. I think Man United are really going to struggle to get into the top four this season. I can't lie to you. We look the weakest out of all of these teams. We look the weakest. We look so far, Sim. We look the weakest. We look the weakest.
You look the weakest, but you're winning, bro. That's what I'm gonna.
Yeah, 6 points. Yeah.
Like, let's not lie.
We'll
I feel
see.
like a lot of people understand. Like, as long as you're getting the points, that's the main thing.
We'll see. I wanted actually. It's a shame Smiles is not in it because I wanted to talk. There's so many things. There's 5 days left of the window, guys. Talk to me very quickly about your Arsenal. Any more sales? Do you think Arteta is going to do any more business before the window closes? Puz.
I'll give it to Puz.
Yeah. No, actually, no. We're not doing it.
Any outgoings?
So don't think anything's happening. It's done. We're gonna get rid of probably at least 4 players.
Allergan's going.
He's gone.
He's gone on loan. Well, he's in the process of going on loan.
He's a Sociedad now, no?
Yeah. But has it been confirmed?
Yeah. Here we go.
Balogun's probably gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pissed about the price though. 38 million. Definitely could have got at least 45, man.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You know, it is what it is.
A lot of players going cheap at the moment, though, Sim. I think it's a buyer's market. Like some of the prices that we've sold some of our players for is absolutely ridiculous.
No, I don't think it's a buyer market for big teams, though. I think if you're a smaller team and you kind of want to get rid of a player from a big team, you're willing to kind of lower your demands to a smaller team. But once it's a big team, I think the extortion kicks in, man. That's me being honest. I think the extortion just kicks in. The price hike just seems to just hike. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Because let's be honest, Balogun going for 38 million. As you said, it's a dyer's market for a number 9. He scored 22 goals in Liga. Definitely should be going for at least 45, even 50 with add-ons. 22 Liga goals. Yeah, man, you can go for that. But it is what it is, man. The guy wants to be here, so might as well get rid of him.
Look, man, there's not enough space. I mean, you look at that attacking line at the moment. Nketiah's doing well. Havertz is the big one, isn't it? Havertz has been brought in. So we'll see. You talk about United. Just as I say, it's a shame that Smiles is not here. We're an absolute mess on and off the club. I just want to give a massive shout out to all of those ones. I think there's the better part of 10,000 United fans who stayed in a sit-in after the game yesterday and a protest to the Glazers. It's not going to do much. I'm not going to say that, but it's better than nothing. And when I say it's not going to do much, it's not going to do much because us fans we can't really do anything. We don't really have any power unless you want us to like riot and be violent and get games called off, which doesn't really help and it looks bad on the fans. We're in an absolute mess. The Glazers have overseen an absolute joke. I personally think our CEO, Arnold, needs to get sacked. This Mason Greenwood situation, I don't know if you lot read the statements or you had the statements. Absolute.
Remember what I said? They're going to try. And you're like, how? I was like, bro, of course.
Absolute joke. Absolute joke.
Apparently they actually were going to integrate him back in.
Of course they were.
They were, man.
Listen,
they want to test the waters, bro.
A week before they let him go, they put it out there that we could be integrating him back, that apparently Richard Arnold spoke to all the staff members and prepared them in advance. We're going to try and integrate him back, releasing videos and bits and pieces, him training alone in the park by himself, all of this nonsense. And they're testing the waters, man. They're seeing what the
fans went completely ballistic.
Insane.
That's what made them thought, whoa.
Whoa.
And I think, I'll be honest with you, the catch-22 for me, isn't it? Because obviously I don't agree with anything he's done, but in the eyes of the law, he's innocent. So it's like,
I keep saying this. It's yes, he is because he wasn't proven guilty.
Allegedly.
And the joke is
Even the statement you guys put out.
No, exactly. Thank you, Puz. Thank you. Sim. Richard Arnold agrees with you. In both of his statements.
Chris, not we all, but some of us in this kind of had an idea of what occurred, you know? Yeah. And with my United's statement, it backed up our idea of what occurred. But obviously, public outcry. What's happened, what's come out in the media is what's come out in the media. So it's like...
The reason why he's facing the chopper, the reason why there's so much backlash off of his statement is because in his statement, he openly says that the evidence that was leaked publicly, more was given to them. They were able to take a wider view. And in their opinion, Mason Greenwood is not guilty of what he's been accused of in the public domain. So why are you firing him then? Why are you letting him go then?
But Chris, it's
a mess. It's a mess.
But Chris, this is what I'm trying to say. I feel like really and truly, I agree with you. But the honest truth is I believe they had a discussion prior to this coming out. Yeah. Well,
of course they did. They've had over a year and a half to flipping talk about it.
And I think, as you said, remember behind closed doors when we was discussing about it. Every day from me, Chris and Puz was discussing about this, yeah. And I believe they was literally trying to say, look, what can we personally do to ease this statement? And what can we do to kind of sway the fans that were doing our utmost best to actually take this on board and actually assess the whole situation for what it is? And what I think they was doing, I think they was, as you said, do little bits. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's training in the park. He's doing this. He's doing that. Nah, that doesn't make sense.
It's insane.
As you said, it doesn't make sense because, as you said, in the eyes of the law, he's innocent. But really and truly,
yeah. Look, we're tired. Listen. Richard Arnold needs to get the sack. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. He
probably won't though. He probably won't, Chris. That's the thing. Because really and truly, Chris, think about it. Yeah, how can you sack him for doing his job?
Because he did it badly.
Okay, but Chris, we are morals, yeah. But working in that field, sometimes you have to put your morals aside, actually been told for you to do.
What he tried to do, I personally think, is please everyone.
Yeah.
If he'd have said, you can't say this. If he'd have said, we don't believe Mason Greenwood was guilty, we're bringing him back. Hold it, deal with it, hold it. You can't.
Chris, you can't do that.
No, I get him. You can't do that. So then all you need to do is, because it's been an internal investigation, they announced it last year, March. Follow it. The statement just needs to be, following our internal investigation, considering all parties, Man United have decided to part ways with Mason Greenwood at this moment in time and feel that his future is better off served away from the club. Done.
Yeah.
Don't go into details about how you received more this, that, and actually he's not getting. Shut up, bruv. It's anyway. We'll move on. The club's a mess. We'll move on from that. Listen, anything else that you want to? So we talk about things.
Jude Bellingham, man. We've got to big him up, man.
Yeah, he's levels.
He's equaled Ronaldo's goal scoring record not goal scoring record. First Real Madrid, the second Real Madrid player to score in 3 consecutive games back to back.
Yep.
So
yeah, he's
up, man.
Listen, I think Bellingham for me is operating at Ballon d'Or level. I'll say it right here, right now.
Yeah. He's
I'll say it right here, right now. I don't care. I'm happy to put my head on the chopping block for that one. I am saying right here, right now, Bellingham is operating at Ballon d'Or levels.
And no. One thing I love about him, he's a very humble guy, and I feel like big up his parents or his management team, man. The way they shaped his career. I think going from Dortmund to Real Madrid with Ancelotti being there, it's a match made in heaven, isn't it? Like he's playing for a prestigious club that's known for winning, competing, with one of the best managers that we've seen in football.
No, but
it goes hand to hand, man.
The point is he could have come to 2 or 3 Premier League teams. We wanted him. Arsenal wanted him. Chelsea, Liverpool would have been for him. But what I'm saying is, you're right. He's been managed perfectly. I don't think he should come to the Prem.
Yeah, man. Look, Chris. At the end of the day, the kid's 19, 20? 20. So he can do, let's say, 4 or 5 seasons at Real Madrid, come to the Prem. Then 24, 25.
Exactly. I think he's done the perfect move. I don't think he needed to come Prem. We all talk, we all wax lyrical about how the Prem's the best league. In my opinion, it is. But it doesn't mean that you can't be an absolute superstar elsewhere, you know?
Yeah.
So, anyway, you know what? One hell of a show. Hell of a show. There was so much that we got through there. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in with us. Puz had to leave a little bit earlier there. He had other arrangements. Wishing him all the best. But Sim, it's been a pleasure, my man. It's been an absolute pleasure. Listen, enjoy the rest of your bank holiday weekend. All you guys as well, if you haven't done so already, like this video, subscribe to the channel and keep yourself up to date. And please do get in the comments. Follow us on our Instagram page as well. We will always hit you back.
Well, guys, man, hit us on the Twitter.
We're on the Twitter.
Chris, man, get his raw opinions uncut. Like Death Jam.
I don't hold back on them Twitter feeds, I ain't gonna lie. All right, Sim, you take care of yourself, man. You take care of yourself. It's been good, bro.